What's up guys, and welcome back to Tech Lab. So one of my favourite types of PCs are those small form factor PCs. I'm not actually sure why. I think it comes from the luxury of having everything you need in one little box underneath your TV back from the period of console gaming I did. So I'm always on the lookout for small PC components, and this is one that I recently found on offer. This is the MasterAir G200P from Cooler Master. It's a low profile cooler, and I thought today we'd take a look at what you actually get and how it works. So if we take a look at the packaging first, we'll see that it comes in the standard Cooler Master colouring and branding with the purple around the edges and obviously a picture of the item in the front. On the back we've got all the specifications, which are pretty standard for all of their products more than anything. It's got a picture of the item plus the sizes, so it's pretty good all round. If we open it up, we can see that it's well packaged with the foam in the top, the warranty information, as well as the instruction guide on how to actually fit it to your motherboard. Inside we've also got a little bag of plastic clips which are going to be for the rear mounting, as well as some thermal paste which is Cooler Master branded. Cooler Master Gel Pro it actually is, which is pretty good. We've also got a bag of screws and fittings. We have an included RGB controller for the fan. And we also have some more retention brackets that fit to the motherboard to actually lock the cooler down. We've got a fan, which is an RGB 92mm. And then we have the heatsink itself placed in the bottom, which is there, which is actually really short, which looks pretty good. And it also has the Cooler Master logo on the side. If you flip the packet over, you'll see that we actually have the rear bracket, which is used for mounting it on the back of your motherboard. So that is pretty good all round. So the rear back plate included actually fits both Intel and AMD. You just use it a different way round, and it's marked to which side you're actually going to be using, and you use a different type of clip on it. The cooler has dual heat pipes, which actually give it some great thermal capabilities. And the fan they include is a 92mm fan by 15mm, which obviously is RGB as well, and you've got some LEDs in the middle there. It's not ARGB, so it's not addressable. It uses a standard RGB controller, which, like I said before, they actually include. Now that we've seen the parts that are available, let's have a look at how we actually fit it to a motherboard, and what better to do this with than an ITX board. Considering it's a low profile cooler, you're probably going to be using it in a small form factor build anyway. Now the motherboard we're going to use for this demonstration is an Asus A320IK mini ITX board, and it's going to be perfect for demonstrating how low this cooler actually is. Now because they include the backplate, we don't actually need the hook system on the AM4 socket, so we can quickly remove them. And now that we've removed them, we can actually take the backplate out too, because we don't need that either. The backplate that they provide, like I said before, has multiple sides that you need to be able to fit things on, and what you'll need out of the bag of plastic clips are the more wider clips, as they will be the ones that actually slot over for the AMD. You'll also need the pegs out of another bag, which are the shorter ones for AMD, and they will slot straight through the back, and then we can actually slide the little plastic clips over the top. And now that we've secured the little pegs in place, what we can do is we can adjust them across to whichever fitting it is of the motherboard that you're doing. So whether it's an AM1 or AM2 or any of the more modern AM3 and AM4s. And it simply just slides through the back just like a normal backplate would, so the pegs are actually showing up top. So now that we've got the backplate actually held in at the back, we need these extra little plugs, which are kind of like little nuts really that screw on top. And they do provide you with a cool little tool to actually tighten them up, and it uses just a screwdriver just to tweak them and tighten them up there. You need to fit one in each corner, and what this does is it gives the depth between the actual motherboard itself and the heatsink that's going to go on top of it, and it kind of acts more like a bit of a spacer really. Once those spacers are added, you actually get two types of brackets. The longer ones are for Intel, so we're not going to be using those, so we need the actual short ones, and what they do is on the motherboard they will mount onto those two little spacers facing inwards with the little peg there. So we'll just put them in, and then we're ready to fit the heatsink itself. Now that those brackets are actually installed, we can fit the heatsink straight on top, and if you look at the top of the heatsink, there's actually two holes, and it doesn't matter which way it really goes round. It will just pretty much slide over the top of those two pegs, just like that, and then you get these extra screw tops which are quite tall that will sit on top of those threads, and we can just screw them down very gently, which will hold the heatsink into place. Don't forget to put your thermal paste on when doing this. I haven't done it on this demonstration, but you'll need to put your thermal paste onto your processor before you actually put this down. With the heatsink now actually secured down with those two screws, you can start looking at installing the fan. Obviously, with the fan, what you want is the back of the frame facing down, and it just sits over the little 4 pegs in each corner. And then you get these extra long screws which you can just mount down in each corner, straight down, which will secure the fan into place. Now once you've got all these screws in, we're pretty much good to go. And as you can see, it's actually quite a low profile cooler. It's very short with a height of 39.4 millimeters. It pretty much comes on par with some of the more expensive models like the Noctuas, and gives good thermals as well. So we'll just install some low profile RAM, and the RAM we're going to be using is this is a Corsair Vengeance LPX. It's some of the most low profile RAM that you're going to get, but it'll give us a good demonstration to show you how tall this cooler actually is. Now it is slightly taller than these RAM modules, so you could probably get away if you've got a case that really does need that kind of depth and profile cooler. You could probably get away with RAM that's slightly higher, but as you can see, it's pretty damn low profile on that motherboard, and it looks pretty cool too. Don't forget to plug your fan into the headers, and also if you have RGB on your motherboard, you can clearly just plug this straight in. This motherboard does come with 2 RGB headers, so we don't need the actual other RGB controller unless we want to use it. We just simply pull out the plug that they give you, a little 4-pin connector, and we can connect it straight to a motherboard or to another hub that you've got in your case, and then obviously we can set the light in via software just like that. Now once we've hidden those wires, it's a really cool actual device to have. It's really low profile, really good quality because it's Cooler Master, and I'm really impressed already. So it wouldn't be right to demo this without actually showing you the RGB, so I've just quickly grabbed my desktop power supply, which already has an RGB controller to it. We can plug it in, just like that, switch on the power, and we can see that it automatically just starts to light up straight away. We can cycle through some colours just to show you how it looks. Back to purple. We always like to go purple because of Cooler Master, it's their brand of colour. And plugging in the fan just to a quick header that's going to give it some power just to spin up. We can see that it's now started to spin, and even on full speed it's not very loud. I'm not sure if the mic is picking that up, but it's actually pretty quiet anyway, and when the motherboard's controlling it, it's going to be much more quieter than that. But there we have it. That's the Cooler Master MasterAir G200P. I'm very impressed with the cooler. I think it's a perfect size for any SFX build or small form factor build, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to be using it soon. So if you want to see this actually going into a build, and we'll do some thermal testing, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and also if you like this demonstration, make sure you give the video a like, and I'll see you again soon.